So it says Casey has $21.40 in dimes and quarters. She has a total of 100 coins. How much of each coin does Casey have? So remember, I automatically look for the easy equation in these problems, and the easy one really is about the total of coins that are in there. She's got a total of 100. Now, the one thing we do have to do is come back and find out what are we looking for. We are looking for dimes and we are looking for quarters. So I'm going to donate or say that X is dimes. And let's say that Y is going to be our quarters. And let's go back to that easy statement I just underlined or boxed in. It says she has a total of 100 coins. Well, that just means that she has X dimes plus Y quarters, and that will be 100 total coins. After we do that, we're going to go to the other statement that has to deal with how much money she has. So she has $21.40 in dimes and quarters, so the combination of those, okay? So dimes is X. So if she has, like for example, 3 dimes, she has 3 10-cent pieces or 30 cents. So we would multiply the number of dimes by how much the dime is worth. So I'm going to say, well, she has, the dime is worth 10 cents, so I multiply it by how many dimes I have, which is X. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the number of quarters. So if she has 2 quarters, it's 50 cents, so that is 25 cents times 2. So I'm going to say, well, she has 25 cents per every single quarter that she has. And when I make that sum, that gives me a total of $21.40. Now we can solve this with elimination, or we can solve it with substitution. But in all honesty, in my opinion, the easiest way to do these type of problems is always elimination. And that's just because all I gotta do is get that first variable equal to the opposite value of the first value of X. In other words, I just multiply by 0.10. And I do the same thing on this side. So when I distribute that in, that gives me negative 0.10X minus 0.10Y equals to 10 cents times 100, or 10% of 100 is going to be $10, so negative $10. And you can check that out in Desmos if you want to do that as well, if you don't like the way that looks. Okay. And we can add it together. And the reason why I like elimination so much is once I multiply that line together and I move that line down, the first one just cancels out. I don't have to do anything with that substitution, which looks a little bit more complicated. And then I just say, okay, well, I've got 0.15y, 25 cents minus 10 cents is 15 cents, equals to 21.40 minus 10, which is $11.40. Okay. And now, of course, we get into something a little bit more complicated. I've got to divide $11.40 by 15 cents. And if we want to, we can go over to Desmos for that, because that may be one where the combination a little bit more. So $11.40 divided by 0.15, and that comes out to be 76. So that tells us y equals to 76. Okay. Now we have to go, and so that tells us y, that is 76 quarters. So we have 76 quarters. Now we got to find the dimes. So I'm going to go back to the easy equation. In my opinion, I always go back to the easy equation if I can, which is x plus y equals to 100. And I'm going to substitute the y in. So I'm going to say x plus 76 equals to 100. I'm going to subtract that 76 off. And that tells us that x equals 100 minus 76. You can use Desmos if you want, but 100 minus 76 is 24. So that means we have 76 quarters and 24 dimes all together.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You